Hi Chris, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
I am great. Okay, let's start. Can you see my screen?
I can.
Okay. So yesterday we were discussing about the procure to pay cycle. Okay, and we finished till the invoicing. Okay, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So let's move on. Let's see. Let's complete with the cycle, and then we will move towards the order to pay.
Okay.
Now, let's go towards the payment. Then I will show you the vendor ledger and the aging report and all that.
Okay.
Okay. So to receive the payment, we can go to the payment journal. This is the payment journal. Air system allows us that we can select the vendor. So type is also available over here. So mostly at the payment journal, we select the vendor. Like this. For example, this is our vendor. Okay. And when we select the vendor, we can give the information which currency is it, which bank we are going to utilize, okay, what is the payment method, and like this. Bank account. Now I need to assign some invoice over it, or I can just directly receive the pay.
Okay.
So, so two ways of doing the payment to the vendor. One is that you are doing the payment without any invoice. Another one is that you are doing against any specific invoice. Okay. So what we can do, we selected one line. Okay. And now we can go to the process and apply entries. So this will show me all the pending invoice of this vendor. So I can select any of the one invoice and I can go with it. For example, I click on the process and set apply ID. So the same number appears on the invoice. Okay, so it will create a reconciliation between the invoice and the payment.
Okay.
Click OK. And you can see the amount. I didn't put any amount, but automatically system fetch the amount against the invoice.
Hmm.
Okay. And from now here, I can post it. I can post it, I can preview it, and I can have a post in.
Okay. And this process would be the same for EFT payments or ACH payments, right? Uh,
Yes.
and I guess the print option would be either if you wanted to go to a check or to ACH. Is that right?
What do you mean by SCS?
A draft, a bank draft.
Yeah. You can have multiple option over here. How the payment can be, or either which bank account you can be. That can be configurable based on the scenario. So you can have the multiple options to drill down the information that how the payment was made.
Okay.
Hmm. So now here the procurement cycle, the basic procurement cycle completes when we do the payment. But I need to show you some more features about it. For example, you posted one purchase invoice, but you want some kind of reversal or you need to create a credit memo. Okay.
Hmm.
So one way to create a credit memo is that you can just directly go to the credit memo. Chase credit memo. And you can click on new and likewise you created the invoice, you can create the credit for anyone. Number one. For example, select any vendor. Hmm. And I can select item, GL account or whatever I want. Okay. So this will create my credit memo and I can post it. Or even this can be also go through the approval process. Now, option number two that we can have is that we can go to the posted, which is invoice. And here we have all the purchases in invoice. I can open any one of it and we can have three options over here. So all three options were slightly different. Okay. This option correction, you can, if you can hover any of the field, that will give you the complete information in the business center, that how what is about and what the function is going to be performed. Okay. For example, if I'm moving a cursor over uh, this function, so it can tell me that the reverse this posted invoice, the credit memo will be created and match with the invoice. Okay. And the invoice will be cancelled, the shipment will be reversed. So I can recreate the shipment also, and then against the shipment, the invoice can be created. Okay, option number one.
Okay, that's a little bit of an enhancement to the GP process, right? Because you can't undo a receiving, a purchase
Yeah,
receiving.
yes. Here you can undo the receiving.
Okay,
But there are scenarios like if you do the receiving, like partial receiving, and then you can just go with the same purchase order and you can receive again the complete shipment. But where you moved your PO to archive PO, so then I think we have to look into the setup that whether you will be able to do the same activity with the same PO, because once 100% purchase order is being received, it's moved from purchase order, open purchase order to archive purchase order. So basically, the archive purchase order is the history that what activity you have performed on the initial purchase order. So I will show you that window also.
okay.
So that there is a slightly change in it. The now option number two is that it's create the post the credit memo and reverse the purchase invoice, but it didn't affect any on the shipment. Okay.
So it just cancels the payable.
Yeah, just cancels the invoice.
Right, right.
Okay. And option number three is the same as I did the created the create credit memo, but if I use this function to create the corrective credit memo, so it will create the credit memo, but it will be automatically linked with the invoice. How that will be linked? Because this invoice number will be the part of the uh, as a reference number in that credit memo. Okay.
Okay,
Now, the first when I created the credit memo, that didn't have the relationship with the invoice. So I have to knock it off with the invoice, that which invoice I am creating the credit. So there are multiple ways of doing the credit memos. Okay? Like I show you that there are things that you can directly create the invoice without a purchase order on all that. Okay, so it's totally based on the how customer wants the system to be dynamic and what features and what the business process is being followed.
okay.
Now, let me show you some detail about the vendor information. Like if I go to the now this is the list page which shows you that what activity you have been performed on the vendor ledger. There is no running balance available, but it can give you the complete detail of the vendor transaction. So you can filter it on any specific vendor and export it into Excel and find out what what the analysis what you want to draw on this on any specific vendor. For example, I need to view the what transaction has been performed on the Fabricant. So I can just right click on it. This is the functionality that I think I didn't tell you about. For example, I select this vendor and I hover from here, this arrow, and there are two options available. Either I need to have the information of this column by ascending order or descending order, or then I can select the filter. So if I click on the filter will be open on my left hand side and I can select any value from it like this. For example, if I clicked on the filter, so it will drop the vendor name and now I can type any vendor name over here and it will filter my information.
Okay.
Okay. And the option number 2, for example, I need to filter on the Fabricam. I know that what is my selection parameter. So I can just directly click on the filter on this value. So it will only show me the Fabricam information. So you can see that the box is already filled with the information.
That's a nice little feature.
Yeah, so this feature will be worked on every list page. Okay. Now, for example, there is, let me show you some payment and like detail. For example, there is a payment. Okay. Now I need to drill down that this payment, how this payment has been knocked off or which invoice has been cleared with this payment. Okay. So there is the option available. I will show you that detailed vendor ledger entries related card entry. Detailed ledger entries. Okay. If I go over here, so it's give me the information that how the payment has been selected.
Okay, so the first one is the payment and the second is the application. I got that. Okay.
Uh, Yeah, here you can have the good example. Okay, you can see the invoice over here, you can see the payment over here. So you know that which invoice was is the payment is being reconciled with. Okay.
Yep. Let me ask you this though. Hang on. Go back in there.
Yeah. Yes.
Am I seeing that document number correctly? It looks like it's using the same document number on the invoice and the application.
So basically, this document number is the number where it reconciled. This is not the number of the document. It's basically the reconciled document number. For example, if you want to see the invoice, you need to go over here. Posted purchase invoice. So this will open the purchase invoice. Okay. So this
Yeah,
is the
but see,
purchase
that
invoice.
is the document number, 108
Yeah.
162.
Yeah.
Right?
There's an invoice number. That's an invoice
Yeah,
number.
but in that previous grid, I don't see the payment number.
Yeah, because you selected the payment, no? Because
Right.
we are selected the payment. Okay.
Is that what that 3797 is at the top?
Yeah, I think so. 37. Basically, you can see the payment and the document number is same. That's why I think you are having the same document number. Either I can create a test scenario for you.
Well, I was expecting that I would see the payment number being a unique number that's related to the invoice number.
Okay, what I can do, I can create one payment and I can show you. Okay.
Okay.
तो मैंने यही किया था ब्रांच वाइज मैंने कहा कि एक दो ब्रांचेस को चेक करो जब मैंने ब्रांचेस को चेक किया वेरीफाई किया तो मुझे हाँ मेरी assumption नहीं मेरी assumption यही है कि डाटा बिल्कुल करेक्ट इसीलिए मैंने इसीलिए अब जो मैं वर्किंग कर रहा हूँ वो मैं आगे इसके सप्लाई सेल चल रहा है
Sorry, which unique number? This is the document number.
Yeah, the GO 4001, right.
Yeah, this can be modified based on this dash. Okay, we can configure multiple batches.
की तरफ
So that's a totally different story. It's not like GP that you can create how much batches you want. If you will create, so number will not be assigned. You have to put the batch number for the document number by yourself, or either you can configure a specific serial number against any batch. So whenever you create an entry against that batch, so number will be automatically assigned.
Okay,
अच्छा हाँ नहीं staging नहीं summarize जी जी पर अभी ये असल में एक ये है प्रोसेस में ये जो स्टेजिंग में पहले डाटा लेकर आते हैं क्योंकि समराइज का जो डाटा है वो बन रहा है स्टेजिंग के बिना यानी स्टेजिंग कंप्लीट होगी फिर समराइज से हमारी अपनी क्रिएट ठीक है तो उसके लिए स्टेजिंग इंडिविजुअल चलानी पड़ेगी इंडिविजुअल
okay, now I see the document number.
हाँ स्टेजिंग इंडिविजुअल डेट पे चलानी पड़ेगी अभी मैंने 2 जुलाई की रन की फिर मैं 3 की करूंगा 4 की करूंगा तो भी 3 दिन का डाटा फॉर एग्जांपल मैं अगर कर लेता हूँ या 5 तारीख तक का मैं अगर स्टेटिंग प्लान कर लेता हूँ देन एक ही दफा मैं एफओ के अंदर जो होगा वो इन 4 दिनों का डाटा जो होगा वो समराइज करके एक साथ रन कर दूंगा स्टेजिंग में अभी ऑलमोस्ट मैंने आधे 45 मिनट से रन किया वो प्रोसेसिंग पे तकरीबन 1 से 1.5 घंटा एक दिन का सर 1 घंटा तो आप मैक्सिमम कम से कम ये मैं 1 से 1.5 घंटा बता रहा हूँ हो सकता है और वेरी करे कहीं 1 घंटा भी लग जाए कहीं 2 घंटे भी लग सकते अच्छा खासा टाइम लग जाएगा अगर मैं 3-4 दिन का सकती है
Just give me 1 second now. I will show you.
अगले 2 दिन तो सही वाला
Identity, application.
सिर्फ रन करना सिर्फ उसको
I think there is some column in this. You will go check.
I think you would have to go to view the applied entry.
महीने का भी इतना टाइम हो जाएगा मुझे ताने बता रहे अच्छा 8 घंटे की महीने का भी
Not the one. It's already applied.
Right, if you go back, there was another option there that view applied under the actions, go to
स्टेजिंग को इंडिविजुअल अलग-अलग करनी पड़ेगी
go to functions, I believe it was, applied entries. Yeah.
हाँ 2 महीने का 30
One or more entries that you have selected is closed. Yeah, basically I already selected that one, no? So while doing the payment, you set applied IDs.
Okay,
So that's why it's not showing me. I think some column is missing over here. 2071 is the correct figure.
हमने अभी एक चला ली मैं दूसरी चलाऊंगा फिर मैं तीसरी चलाऊंगा फिर मैं चौथी चलाऊंगा मेरी भी स्टेजिंग तैयार होगी तो दूसरी चलाऊंगा तीसरी तैयार होगी तो तीसरी चलाऊंगा
One more thing. For example, you can see this is the payment. There is the invoice for the 20.
समराइज लाइव पर स्टेजिंग के लिए मैं बिल्कुल ऐड कर देता हूँ
Just give me 1 second. I think this is the one. Zero. So on the list page, I will tell you the knocking off also. So on the list page, for example, this is the invoice 108201. Okay, and the invoice value was 2071. Okay.
okay,
Now you can see there are the columns showing me the original amount and the in the local currency in which the company has been set up. Okay, and here you can see the remaining also. So the remaining is showing you the zero. So that's mean this has already been cleared with some invoices. Okay.
डे के साथ डे वाइज
okay.
तो अगर हम एक
Okay, now,
so here
now
you
I
can
see
see.
the invoice number and the payment number. Now, that's what I was wanting to see.
Actually, I was selecting the wrong invoice. That's why it was
No,
not given.
no worries. I thought we could start with the payment and then drill down what it's applied to, but it would work the same way. I got it.
Yeah. Now, for example, I was telling you that you, without knocking off, you can also create the invoice. Okay. So you can also perform like you were performing in the GP, that once you create the invoice, then you create the payment, then, and after that you knocked off from a different window, that's applying vendor entry, something like that, if I remember the GP. So the same way option is available over here. So you can select the entries for like, for example, if I just select any one entry from here.
Staging process. This one is
And let me find out some plus. Okay, and from process, you can apply entries. So this invoice will be knocked out against this payment. Okay, and the remaining is going to be changed over here in the remaining amount.
Understood.
Understood? So this is the same feature that is going to be applied for the customer as well.
Okay.
So in the procure to pay cycle, you have any questions, so you can ask me, so we will move on.
Okay, do this, that payment that you created, can you bring that back on the grid?
Which payment? Which I
The
just
one that-
posted?
Yeah, the one that you just posted, yeah.
Yeah, it's on the top. The first line
yeah,
is that
Yeah, click on that first row and go over to amount remaining.
it's 0.
Yeah, click on that. Yeah, see, that shows me my application too, right?
Yes.
All right, but in this grid, it doesn't show me the vendor
Invoice number.
Right,
Yeah. But from here also you can drill it down. As I showed you, like find entries, I think here you will have the invoice information.
yep,
And then other entries, detail, vendor, entry, and you open that up. I think some column is missing in this grid. So
yeah.
that I can figure it out. Yeah, column is missing, I guess.
Yep.
That's why it's not showing.
Okay,
Anything else in the procure to pay cycle?
yeah, one more, when you went in there, you went to, initiate the payment for the vendor, you went to the payment ledger,
Yeah,
but there was an option that said pay vendor. Does that bring up a
Yeah.
transaction window?
yeah. So,
Because
for example,
for a user, they would probably opt for, doing a specific task, not doing it through a journal.
yes, correct. You are correct. It's work like that. For example, this is the invoice. So what happens in that process, that for example, this is the invoice, and I select the option from here, create payment. So automatically 100% payment will be created. For example, if I'm not wrong over here, so you can select the bank type and the rest of the information, and you click OK, and it will automatically create the payment.
Okay, hit cancel there and go up to your search and type in pay vendor.
Pay vendor.
Yeah, yeah, that first option. Pay vendor, yeah. I just want to see where that transaction would go. Okay, so that just really just brings up the journal. Okay, I got you.
The same information that we were seeing in the previous window is now in the editable form, so you can utilize it.
Okay, no worries.
But we usually do not use that, because the knocking off and all that issues will come up. It's bit complicated as from the simple process, but that's why I showed you the payment journey.
Okay, no worries.
Now in the procure to pay cycle, like we purchase the item, the same way you can purchase the fixed asset also. Okay.
Mhm.
So I think I missed out the fixed asset portion when I was telling you about the general ledger. So if the process is same like GP, but the interface is slightly changed. If I let you to the fixed asset. So first you create the fixed asset, okay, and then you acquired it, and or either you can link it with the purchase order, okay. So while creating the purchase order, you will have the option to at the line level that whether you are purchasing the item or you are purchasing the fixed asset. So if you acquired from them with the fixed asset number, automatically it's reflect in the fixed asset module over here, and book and classes and categories all can be same like we use in the in the GP. So we can have the straight line method, reducing the method. We can have books and all that. So mostly the people use one book, but in case any scenario comes that the client wants to maintain the two different books, so they can maintain that. Plus, like you know that in the GP, we have the option that we create the GL entry, and at the we can directly just post to the GL, and we can stop it at the subledger level, and then we can view the information, and then we post to the finance module. The same way we can work over here.
Okay.
The process of depreciation is also same. From here only you can, I think, the option here, calculate depreciation. So this window will calculate the depreciation, which fixed asset you want, which class you want to depreciate the filter. But in the GP you have the limited selection for the item and the source and all that. But here what you can have, you can multiple filtration to run the depreciation. So you can select any of it.
Okay.
And the Hoover thing, which I was telling you, like on the any list page or anywhere, for example, you want to see what the contract does, so you can find the information, summary information that what this field means about. So for the learning perspective, you can just read it out, or either you can just click on it and it will take you to the Microsoft Doc.
Okay.
The Microsoft Doc. Here you can see the rest of the option that what you are looking for. So I just go to the Microsoft Doc and it can give me the information about this specific field. Okay,
Okay.
so we can go to it.
This one?
Now let's start with the sales part. Okay, there is as you know that there is a service module also, but let's start with the simple sales part, and I will tell you about the service as well. So sales process start with the customer. Yes, the customer. Just click on the customer. This will give me the customer list. Okay, and with their balances, it can be in the list format, and it can be in the tiles format. We can define the credit limit. We can put the picture of the customer. Okay, what is the current balance, total sales to this customer? So this can be different, like the balance may have some increasing tax value and the sales values can be different. Plus you can maintain a lot of information that, like whenever you are doing the sales to this customer, then who is going to be the salesperson by default and other things.
What is that responsibility center?
Responsibility center, basically you create a segment where you say that it's like for example, I give you the idea about the dimensions now. So responsibility centers are assigned on the user. So if the user is not assigned to that responsibility, that with that responsibility center, so user will not able to make that transaction. So basically it's like that.
Okay.
So user is not responsible to work on this kind of customer. So he will not able to generate any, he have the authority to create the sales order. But for example, if the responsibility center is different, which is not assigned to that user, so user cannot perform any action on
Okay,
that specific customer.
that's a nice feature.
Even for example, you want to block any customer, you have the option that you can disable it, or you want to disable in the search by name, so you can disable it. Address information, you can put your address or your customer information out if you want, like mobile number, email address, their linkage to the website and all that.
Okay,
Plus tax registration number. This will help out while you are accepting your reports and all that. There's one more feature which I think I didn't tell you in the vendor information. You can put the different item numbers for the customer and for the vendor. For example, any item that's in your organization is having the number 1001, but whereas the on the vendor side it's V001. So you can put like that. So there is an option available that you can maintain the same item number as for the customer information and for the vendor information.
okay.
Let me let me just drill it down. Thing is here only. Job return voice statement.
I got in there last night a little bit.
Mhm.
I didn't see an option where a customer could have multiple addresses.
Multiple addresses.
Yeah, like
I
they
think,
might have,
yeah. Shipping addresses,
yeah, multiple
correct?
shipping, yeah.
So multiple shipping can be incorporated over here. That's based on that ship to code. Okay, we can create a multiple ship code for the customer, and while doing the transaction, we can select the which ship code the customer is going to be.
Okay, okay, I see it now.
So okay, we can put the what is the payment term for that customer. Okay,
Okay,
we can create as much as we want the prepayment. Okay, so until or unless the prepayment is received from the customer, we cannot deliver the goods to that customer. So sale order will not perform further action until or unless the prepayment is being received.
what's the difference between reminder terms code and cash flow terms code?
Which one?
You see how you've got
Okay.
reminder terms code, about late payments to handle for this customer. Okay, that's mainly for collections and reminders. Okay, I got you. And just hover over the cash flow payment terms code for a second.
Information and the invoice. So that those would.
I think that is linked with the cash part. There is
I'm
some
just wondering why it
modules.
wouldn't use the normal payment terms
Mm.
for the customer. It gives you an option to create a different one specific to the cash
Mm.
flow.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. Okay.
Okay, let's move on. So in customer master, you have any questions?
Yes, yes.
No, you can continue.
Oh, I missed
Well,
out.
actually, yes,
I
I
was.
do have one more question on that, on the customer master.
Mm.
What
Mhm.
about national accounts? Where you have a parent-child relationship between customers?
I think so. We have like something like that. What purpose or what do you want to achieve with that?
Well, there's in GP, there's the concept of national account, and I'll use a
Mhm.
scenario like McDonald's, right?
Mhm.
McDonald's is
Mhm.
a international company, and they have child accounts. So let's say that each location is a franchise of the corporate, or it's its
Okay.
own entity. The corporate might pay the bills of the child.
Ah, got it. Got it. Uh, we have to check this scenario. We have to take the scenario. I think.
Yes. It checks.
Yes. That's.
And if you don't know right now, that's fine. You can come back.
Yeah, I need to explore that option.
Yes.
Yeah, just ask about national accounts, and that's the term
So
I'm
for example,
familiar.
transaction is of 10,000, like this is an advance, right? Can also.
I'm just preparing the note.
Zombie can also
Because, I know customers, I mean, at Caloric, we have, a lot of those.
Mm, okay, I noted. I
For
noted.
example, saying that, the customer is giving you an advance. For example, for this document, there is an advance of 10,000, and there is no credit limit. So system should stop you from confirming an invoice.
Okay, here
Or
some of the things that I need to address. I will quickly go with the sales part, and then I will tell you about the project module and all that. I will try to cover all these things.
yes.
Okay, so yes, yes.
No, you can continue.
So I'm saying that you can create a sales order. It is a basic functionality. But what kind of sales order you are creating? And select the customer. Information will be here. You can select the type. What type you are selecting, selling fixed asset, you are selling an item or whatever. Okay. For example, I am selecting an item.
And it's balanced from 10,000. And the other, I just want to confirm one thing, if there was an.
So, here you can just put the quantity, and if you have defined any kind of sales price in the item master, so that will be automatically fetched. Okay, and tax area code will be automatically selected with the combination of item and the customer card.
Okay. Yeah, 20,000. So for.
Tax group, tax code, and it can be seen over here that how much the tax has been calculating on this invoices, excluding value and including value.
Okay.
Now, some of the informations are here from by default, like the tax information and the pay term. So you can change it if you want while doing the sales order or anything. And sales order can go through the same like the approval process. Okay. Now, one more thing which is very important, some of the customers will ask you about that how I will have the performa invoice. Okay, so at the sale order level, we have the option that we can view the performa invoice. We can have the output. So like this print confirmation. So print confirmation will give you the output of the performa invoice. Okay, so we can put the performa invoice behind that. So currently, I can just show you what is.
I think what Mr. Mehta is referring to is the customer has an advance payment, na? And the credit limit is 0. I think system is even allowed.
Even sometimes the customer say the sales order is different, but the performa invoice is different. Okay, so we can also we can have that information. So this is the built-in simple report which is going to be the outcome of the business central. So you can have that. I will also show you the PO also. I think I forgot that I should give the output of the PO. So you can have that information from the business central.
And then you're checking the picking list as well, na? Basically.
Now let's show you the same features like the shipment. I told you that you can have the partial shipment and the partial invoices that can be maintained from here only, or likewise I show you in the purchase. So the same would the same feature can be available. One more thing that I need to address, like you know about the process of drop to ship. Okay, so drop to ship functionality is also available. I don't know that currently in the test environment it's available or not. Because there is a check mark available that this is the drop ship. So it's automatically creates the PO, and once you receive the PO, the automatically shipment for the sales is being done. Okay.
Okay.
Now, some more features. For example, if the client is running the assembly process, okay. So, if the item is assembled and it's based on assemble to order, okay. Remember in the item master, I showed you the assembly functionality. So now I am exploring that. So there are two kind of assembly process can be done. Either you can run from the assemble to order, or you can run with the assemble to stock. Okay. So assemble to stock will whenever you have to create the assemble order, and you will put the quantity how much you are going to be assembled, so that will be run by that. Okay. But if you are running the assemble to order, so if you selected an item which has a BOM of the assembly order, so while doing the shipment, it automatically detects the component of that assembly order. Okay, and on the back end, it creates the assemble order plus it issues the item against that assemble order and receives this item which is being in sales order, uh, and it will issue to this specific sales order.
Okay.
Now, let me show you some more features. For example, if you are running with the lot and the tracking, okay, so you can have that functionality over here. Uh, then the lot is not
There's that
activating.
drop
Let me
shipping.
check.
I saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
I saw that drop shipping there.
Yeah, its option is there, but there is also a check mark available on the line level. So you check mark it and it works with that. I will tell you about the reserve also, but let me find that first. Reserve, functionality, yeah, item tracking item. Yeah, here it is. So if you are running with the process of tracking the item, so you can track the items with the lot and the serial number. So if the item is marked with the tracking, so whenever you are doing some kind of receiving or issuing or any kind of transaction with the item tracking, you have to define that which lot you are going to be receive, or which lot you are going to be issuing. Okay, and I told you about the expiration also.
Yep. Yep.
Now coming back to the reservation function. So reservation function, what it does, that it will reserve this item. Okay, for example, you are having a stock of 200 units. Okay, and this order is like 100 units. Okay, and if I reserve this item, so out of 200, you will have the stock of 200 only, but 100 is reserved for this sale order. So you will not able to utilize that.
Reserve here is the same as allocate in GP.
Yes, yes, yes. Correct, 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 correct. And like I show you where use functionality, you can explore the BOM also. If there is any BOM, it does not have any BOM. So it will also show you that what is the BOM component of this item.
Okay.
Now, one more thing, there is an option if you are running a manufacturing. So directly from sales order, you can also create the production order for that. Okay. So let me just give you the idea. It's in somewhere in planning. Planning. Yeah, here it is. So you can click on the plan and go to the planning. So you can create a order also, but it's totally based on whether the item is the production in nature or whatnot. So it will be defined in the item master. So from here only you will have the option to create the planned production order. So system will create automatically order against that specific item.
Okay.
Okay, then I will go back to the reports because that are very important.
correct?
Form notification.
Yes.
Yeah, form level will tell you, for example, if you are running the manufacturing, okay, your finished product has two stages to be complete finished. Okay, so if you are using the BOM level, it will give you the idea that how the finished good is going to be produced in the stages. What are the component that is required on each stage? Okay.
Yes, okay. Okay. Yes. Yes.
Now let me show you some reports.
Yes, okay.
Hey, before you go there,
Yeah.
stay on that
Okay.
sales order for a minute. Okay, so
Yeah.
at this point, we've created a sales order for one line item. How do
Yeah.
I then notify the warehouse that it's ready to go? Do you release it to the warehouse for fulfillment?
Yeah, you can use the release functionality. Here is the option to release it. Once you release it, then only the further action can be performed. Now that's the test scenario in the business, that how you want to run the process. Until unless it's been approved by someone, then it's automatically being released. Okay, so until unless it's been approved, so system will not allow you to release the sales order. So if you are running any approval flow, so that will work accordingly. What I'm trying to say, let me give you some detail. For example, you are running with a workflow, okay, and now you can see the status is of open. So what the user will do, it will submit the request from here, okay. It will submit the same approval request. So this sale order will go for the approval, okay. The guy who is going who has the authorized to approve that sale order, he approves that. Then automatically the status is changed from pending approval to release. Okay, if one approval is there. So then the further action can be performed.
Okay.
Yes.
Hope that is what
Yeah,
you are
but
asking.
what if I don't need to run anything through approval? I have order takers that are creating the orders, and then I have warehouse waiting for orders. So I need, if
Okay.
I were a warehouse person, I would need to see all the open orders available to ship,
Mm.
right? So that would really be under a different role, right?
Okay.
Because ultimately we have a order, then we have a pick ticket, then we have a pack slip, then we turn it into an invoice.
Yeah, that's option is available in the system, but mostly pick and pack. You are talking about the packing list and pick list, right?
Yeah, well, the process, yeah, to pick it, to pack it, to invoice it, right? So
Yeah,
in that is the fulfillment.
yeah, correct. That option is available, but in this demo environment is not configured the warehouse management. So once the warehouse management is configured, that can be run in the business center.
Okay.
So once first you create the picking list, the warehouse guy will create the picking list, packing list, something like that, and that it is going to be work with the sales order shipment.
And we'll probably get this
Okay.
done by tomorrow morning. So if you're available by tomorrow morning, so tomorrow starts basically, then we can have.
I'm just looking for the simple report that give you the indication that this order has been created. Either I think that's going to be maintained through the notification also, because there are built-in notifications available in the business center that needs to be activated.
Only those customers will be,
Mm.
then those against the credit customer. First system would check that whether the credit limit plus the balance if we are the new customer is less than the amount, the sales order amount is less than that amount, the system will allow you to confirm it. The same condition would apply to the generator.
I will check for that simple report to run the simple process.
Okay.
But if you are talking about the pick list and packing list, that's already available in the business center. That's That's a built-in feature over here, but it's not configured in this demo environment. I have to get into the setup.
Okay.
Okay.
Apart from Abdul Ali, because Abdul Ali.
Now, yeah, can we move on towards the
Yeah, you,
reports?
you can continue.
Okay. So let's go with the vendor. Page.
Yes, sales report is being looked into by the technical team. Again, they are facing little bit issues because they are bringing basically both.
So, Chris, you can see there are multiple reports available. So far you can see just only two reports for the trial balance, customer trial balance and detailed trial balance. For example, I'm selecting any one and selecting. And you can select multiple also, like for example, if you want to select some range, so you can put two dots, 2 points, and then you can select another customer like 5,000. Okay.
Yeah, well, I tried that, but it replaces. It
Sorry?
doesn't like it doesn't let you do a range.
Ah, it will. It will. It will.
Okay, it did that time.
Order, and you only know it's $50. The system, the report is showing only $50, right? The system is currently, yeah, the system is currently showing you the $400, so that's why there is a difference. So they are looking into that. Yeah. Basically, the reason why this thing, because it's partially invoice a sales order, no? So the status will be still coming as open orders. Basically, order. So that's what they're trying to handle, there is a partially invoice sales order. So how they can identify, that's why this came to us.
Okay, nice.
Bad report, Mr. Neha, statement and.
So this is the trial balance which I am showing you, which is available from this search box. Okay, there are a lot of reports which are available, the built-in reports available in the business center.
Yeah, I've seen
And
like
maybe
1,000.
some of the, yeah, I will show you where there it is. Report. Report.
Yeah, okay, can you just show me where the bad report is, so we can get the rest of the data from that.
Okay.
Okay.
So here you will have all the reports which are available in the PC, but some may not work due to the data and the setups. But mostly all the reports are there. You can see a lot of reports over here. Okay.
And all of these are modifiable. Is that correct?
Basically, I think so. I have done the modification with my team on the various report. But the thing is that what kind of modification is required. So
Right.
it's a simple modification. Then we can just make a duplication and do the slight changes. Okay. But it's the modification which is not which cannot be handled in the same report. Then the report needs to be created new. Simple.
Okay. So really, it's just.
But it's totally based on how the technical requirement is that. So from the customer perspective, is a simple column, but maybe it's not available in the tables or it's not fixed in that layout. So then we have to look around.
Right. Okay.
Okay. So, but the thing that you are asking, that report is modifiable. I don't think that any report in the business central is modifiable. What the reporter does is he copies the same report with the same code and functionality, and then he modifies it with the slight changes, and he gives you the outcome.
Right.
Okay.
You basically
But
just end up with a new version.
yeah.
Right. I got it.
Okay. Okay. Now there are 2, 3 reports which are not available on the interface, which are very important. For example, when you are receiving some cash from your customer, okay, or you are paying something to your vendor, so you may need some sign off or something like that. Some of the customer would ask you for this kind of report. So I have seen a report. I do not remember the name, but it's there with the name of cash. Cash receipt. No, there are some reports which are for the voucher printout. Okay, so you will have that also. But if the customer needs that on the payment time or on the receiving time, he needs to be print on that. So we can do that. The modification that we get the existing report, we can remove it, and we can have the same report which customer wants on the background. That report should be there. So
Hey,
here only,
yeah.
yes.
Can you show me that projected cash receipts report?
Okay, so to run any report, what we have to do, we can select one report, we can, sorry. Any report, and we can click on this run report. Okay, so it will give you the parameters on which the report is going to be run. Selecting all the customers. Let's see whether it is getting the outcome.
Is that simply working on due date?
This report
Yeah. So
is
there's no
working
additional
on.
logic in there like average days to pay calculation, nothing like that. I think it's just running off of payment terms,
Correct.
right? But
But whatever
how
the
do you project payment on past documents? I got it. Okay, I understand because this is almost like a cash flow forecast.
correct. But that is what I'm saying. See, let me give you the clear. I have these are so many reports which are not being used by any client, and even I as a consultant do not explore all these reports. So some
No,
of
I
it I
understand
have
that.
seen it,
I got you. No worries. But I'm
but
seeing
most.
some good potential here for sure.
Thank you, thank you. Okay. So if you want to search any report, you can just go over here and you can just search the report, and that will give you the idea that what are the columns available in the report, and either that the report is available in the PC or not. So then we can just look into it where you require that report. If you need a button on any specific area that this report should come over there, so we can just fix it.
Okay.
Okay. Now I showed you the report functionality, trial balance, and one more thing, age, the account view. All the overdue customers. So this is some kind of aging report that is available. But there are two, three types of aging reports are available. Even I have seen one of the report which is showing you the value in which the document is being created. Okay, so you can have the segment of the local currency and the invoices which are in the foreign currency. You can have the detail at the below. Okay.
Yep.
Now, the same process can be followed, like I told you that sales order and then shipment and invoice. The credit can also be done and the knocking off can also be done. I am just skipping this again and again, the same process because I need to take you towards the project module, which may be helpful for you if you are having some kind of customer which works on the project.
Okay.
Okay. So if you want me to explore more on the sales module, I can give you the details.
Uh, Yeah, there was one thing. Can just open up that customer profile right there?
Yeah.
Yeah, open that up. Or actually, go back. Go back.
Mhm.
You see that one on the bottom right? I created that one last night. You see that?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, go in.
TW demo one. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, scroll down and you'll see the line item discount profile that I created. There was a line item discount profile somewhere here.
Yeah, that is
Oh, go to prices and
configuration.
discounts. Go to prices and discounts at the top. Yeah.
Mhm.
Line discounts. See how I
Mhm.
defined this line discount right here. And it did not
Customer.
automatically give me that discount when I entered an order for 5 quantity.
Mhm.
So I wonder what I did wrong when I set that up.
Okay. Let me check it here only. So your order is in the date range.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I created an order with one line, and then I created an order with two, or with the second item with 5 quantity. It should have gave me that discount.
Mhm. Mhm. Let's see. Let's see.
उसके बाद
Oh, go back up. I think it might be. Hang on. Go back up. Scroll up to the
Yeah.
date. See where it said document date right there. 411. Change that
Mhm.
document date. I think that's where it went wrong. See the document date? 4/11/22. Yeah, that's what I did wrong. Okay.
Let's see together.
Yeah, just change it to today. Yeah. And go ahead and change that posting date too. Yeah. That's fine. Yeah. You wanted to recalculate, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, it didn't recalculate.
Hold. Hold.
Oh, wait, you got to change it on the line too. Yeah.
What did you put the rate? 192.8.
I let the system default it in. So what is 964 divided by 5? As long as it's less than 192.80, I think we're okay. It should be like an $18 discount.
What is the price? Quantity.
Just take 964 divided by 5.
Okay. 964 divided by 5. 192.8.
Yeah, so yeah, see, it did not apply the discount.
Okay. Can we recreate the line?
Yeah,
Do you
sure. Go
mind?
ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
1960. Yes.
Okay, so it did apply there. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Actually, what happens sometimes, I tell you, once you create the line, na, so the information which you assigned over here, line discount 2%, okay? It's been saved in that line. Now you are going back and doing some kind of changes at the header level or the detail level. Sometimes it doesn't refresh it. So you have
Yeah,
to
but
recreate that one.
hang on 1 second though. Look at that discount. The discount is
Mhm.
way more than 2%. See
Let's
that?
see how it's
It
being
took it down to like
calculated.
40 or 55%. I don't, something's not right there. It
And
should be
discount
2%.
2%.
So it should,
By something which is we have done wrong. I think the discount would work over here, but we have to look into it detail. So if you want, I can just go with it and find it out right away. What you suggest?
hang on 1 second. Let me just do the math. Okay. 192 times, 2%. Yeah, so it should have only taken $3.85 off that 192. So it should have been like 189 something.
Yeah, correct. You are correct. But I have to see why it's not showing like
Okay,
that.
just look into that and let me know. I mean, I'm not gonna
Okay, okay, okay.
hanker over it.
Okay, okay.
I'm sure I did
Okay.
something wrong, but okay.
Okay. I need to verify your discount calculation.
Okay, and then the next thing I needed to know, you said that it doesn't work with batches like it does in GP.
Yeah.
So how can I group and categorize my orders effectively? Because like a team, we work everything with batches, and batches have a distinct purpose. So of grouping the documents together, and we process all those documents together. So how would I accomplish the same kind of thing here in Business Central?
What you want to post? Just tell me.
Well,
Here
like
the
sales
selection
orders,
option.
right? So maybe you have pending sales orders that we need to, group into batches, for by customer or whatnot, right? So orders that have not been fulfilled or shipped by customer.
Hmm?
How would I find
Hmm?
that?
See the orders that are not fulfilled to customer, all pendings comes in the sales order. Once their sales order is being complete, they move to the archive. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So you will, as I was telling you, like so that if the order is fulfilled, that will move to the based on the configuration over the archive. Okay. So the only on the list page you will be have the orders which are not completed yet. Okay. Now here you have a lot of information, but that's slightly changed with the GP that it is completed, shipped or not. You can have that information over here. Okay. Plus, I think there is one more column available which says that the completely invoiced or not. Let me just give.
External wise is fast. अभी आगे external बहुत है. इधर आओ. External. जब से check कर रहा है. External wise भी इसकी जारी स्पीड ये
I think there is a column, but I have to look about it. If I see that column, I will add that for you.
Okay.
Shipping date, shipping description, or maybe in the table, not at the front end. So as I told you that there are some options available, like we are doing personalization. Okay, I'm just telling you with the flow. Okay, so now here is the table information. So some of the fields which are not available at the interface, you can ask us to drop that field over here. So you will be able to see that information like spec paging. So there are a lot of, this is the table information, okay, which you are viewing as an interface. So if you need anything which is not available on this list page and from personalization, so you can ask us to give this field on the list page so we can add that.
Okay, perfect.
Check over here.
It's the baking.
Not invoiced, okay? So
Okay.
you can have this information also. I think the quantity is also available. over there. So we have to look for the each field. So we have to find out from the tables.
Okay, no worries. You don't have to modify it now. I just wanted to know what it's capable.
The same way, like I told you that you can have the information from personalization, the same way you can find out what is available in the header information if you know about header.
Yeah,
So it's okay if you doesn't know, I can tell you what is the header information and what is the detail information.
okay,
So header means this part where you have the summary level information of any document, and whereas on the line information means the detail of that document. Okay, so for example, say once.
वो कॉल कर सकते हैं ऐसा नहीं हाँ एक्सेस
नहीं वो जब भी आवाज सुनाई गई मगर साथ आपकी भी आवाज
Now see, it's saying header. Okay, so we are talking about this. So all the fields which are available at the header level are available. Okay. But if I click over here, you can see that now its table has been changed, says line. So whatever the information is available on the line level, you can view from here. But this option is only available to the admin, not all the users.
Yep.
So user will not able to find out the table information, but you will be able to drill it up.
okay.
Let's move forward. Any else? Any question?
No, I think that's it for now. I'll get back in there tonight and so forth and come up with some more questions for you. I think you have a couple that you're gonna research and find out for me. For national account option and the sales line item discount, right?
Okay,
Yeah,
but that will work.
Yep.
You are using, basically you are using the master data information. Okay,
right.
let's see.
Yeah, I wanted it to
but-
default in there because the user won't automatically put it. Because we give customers entitlements, right? We say that you automatically get a discount for this or that or the other. So they need to automatically have it. It needs to pre-fill.
See, I put one over here, okay, and you can see the 10% discount over here.
Yeah,
So line amount is already discounted, okay? And 190 was your value, and I put 1% discount.
yep,
So that it's changed my value, okay? So
Okay.
that works. But the thing is, I have to explore that what's wrong with at the master level, why it's not performing that. But even it should show you that like I was saying, it's showing you 54 or something like that. It shouldn't show you like that. The value is 54. Why is 54?
Okay.
Did I put no? I put the wrong item.
No, it's 1960. 1960.
फिर हम लोग ना वॉइस कॉम्पिटिशन
1960.
Yeah, that was the number. 1960.
I put 1968. I think my mistake.
Yeah, that's correct.
एक्सटर्नल माइक ला के दे देता हूं बोलना
क्लास करने नहीं ना आप मुझे ये लगा
ये उसके माइक के साथ अटैच करता हूं
मैं ये भी इस्तेमाल की भी होंगी क्या बहुत चीजें आपने
That would be right. Yeah, that looks like it might change the quantity to 10.
सर यहाँ ईमेल पे ईमेल हमारे यार लोग खोलते तो सिस्टम के नोट्स पे गए आप ईमेल क्या करता है फॉरवर्ड देके ना तो तुमने बोल दिया नहीं मेरे 50% है चेक करना है मुझे जल्दी नहीं वो जो जब आगे में तो फाइनल लगा
1928.
Yeah, but that's a different number though. Yeah, 192.8. No. Yeah, it didn't apply that discount. Oh, it's because you got the different customer. You don't have my customer.
C0010.
It won't work for this.
Yeah.
That's why. Put the CW demo.
How many mistakes I made?
No, don't worry about it. Yes.
Everything is being.
Okay, change your date to 8 to this month.
बहुत सीरियस हो गए थे जब तुम कौन सीरियस तो साइड के अंदर सर हम सब अंदर कंसिडर क्लाइंट को डील करते हैं तो नए बच्चों को वो हेजिटेट करते हैं बात नहीं कर पाते तो हम उनको अपना सेशन में ऐड कर सकते हैं ताकि उनकी हेजिटेशन लेके चेक टाइम आधा तो एक से तुम्हें किसने तुम्हें भी हम सीरियस किस सीरियस मतलब समझ क्या हुआ मैंने इस बात को इग्नोर कर दी थी कि उसका ऐसा कुछ है मुझे नहीं मिलेंगे तो हाँ
Hope this time it works.
No.
Okay, I will change it. Don't worry.
No worries.
I
Just
have
check
to-
in. We'll pick it up another time. No worries.
National account. National account and discount, okay?
Okay.
I will try to give you the reply back today only.
Okay. No worries. What I'll do next, I'll go through and develop some questions and some specific things I need to be shown. All right. And I'll give you a list of things that I'd like to see, and then we'll set up a meeting to do those. Okay.
Okay, so when you are going to share the points?
It'll be in the next couple of days. I'll share some points with you.
Okay.
I need a little bit of time to get in there and develop my questions. So,
Sure.
okay. So next week we'll probably look at doing another session or so. Okay.
Sure.
That sound good?
Yeah, sounds good. Very good.
Okay. And also you were going to send me some pricing information and stuff, right?
Yeah, correct. I told Mr. Shafiq, he said that he will talk to you
Okay. All right. Great. Right.
regarding the license and all that, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I can give you the overview. It's not a big deal. But the complete package, I can give you the idea also that how would be the licensing fee will be from the Microsoft
Yep.
and what are the licenses available. There are 3 type of license available. Okay.
Okay.
Number 1 is premium. Okay. The premium license contains the production and all the production service module and all the modules which available in the business center. Okay. Number two, there would be an essential license. The essential license do not have the access to the production module and the service module. Okay, are you with me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Go ahead.
Okay. Number three is the team member license. So basically, the guys who are working as a senior manager or as a director level, you need to review the information. They will use the team member license because team member license do not have right to create any document in the system, whereas they can approve any document, they can view any document, they can modify any document. Okay, most of the
Modify,
documents.
but they can't
Yeah, they
create.
can modify, edit. They can do edit.
Okay, but they cannot create. Okay,
Yeah, they cannot create.
okay,
Okay, so mostly the team member license is being used by the senior manager
yep.
or the director level.
Well, it's
Or
also
the director.
segregation of duty, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
okay. So if the production is not there, okay, so the client doesn't have to buy the premium license. They can work with the essentials also. And if in future they want to enhance the license, they can go with it.
okay,
Now the costing would be like the team member license is like $10 to $20, okay, for one user.
right,
But for the essential, I think it's around 70 to 90. It's something like that. Okay. And the premium would be, I think, 100 or 125 around.
okay,
So that would be, I'm just giving you the idea because I'm not working with the license, but I have slightly idea that how the licensing fee would be. And each license would have for the one user. So, for example, you can log in with the same ID on the different PCs, but one user will utilize one license. You will have you will have one production environment and I guess three sandbox if you are working on the cloud version. Okay. So the
okay,
sandbox will be utilized for the development team or for the support team, so they can work around and create reports and any kind of modification because we do not do any kind of modification at the production level. So it's a safe side that the user can also use the sandbox. If, for example, we deployed something, you ask us for some kind of customization or CR. So we can provide the access to the user that he will have the option over here, somewhere around here, that the sandbox. So he clicks on the sandbox and he will jump to the sandbox. Okay, so he can do anything on the sandbox that will not be affect their production environment. So this is some kind of overview. If you have any question which I missed out regarding the license and the business center structure, you can just let me know.
okay, no problem, thank you.
Hope that helps.
Yes, sir, it does a lot. I appreciate your help in showing me this.
Thank you.
All right, I'll get back in there, develop some more questions and kind of plan our next meeting, okay?
Sure, sure.
All right, and what I'll do is I'll send you the list first, and then after you've reviewed it, then we'll plan on a schedule. That way you have time to research it if you need to or whatnot. Okay?
Okay, fine. Great.
All right, thank you, sir. I really appreciate your help.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
All right, have a good day.
Have a good day.